What's up? What's up? Good evening, everyone. I'm Desiree.
I'm Aaron.
And we are the AskTheRaCast. Yeah, we were just going to butcher that.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We've both been kind of beset upon by some negative entities. Nothing, not even a giggle. I feel like shit. I have a terrible migraine. And I'm going to have a rough go at it tonight. But I'm going to do it.
And I've had a maximum of 3 hours of sleep in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. This is what we're here to do, though, so I will fight through this. And we're going to get it done.
All right, so first, you have our lovely thing to say.
We have a disclaimer at the beginning of every episode, which is important. We are not experts. We do not claim to be spiritual gurus. These episodes contain our interpretations of the materials discussed. We implore you to not take our interpretation as the only understanding of the materials. The materials themselves are the only authoritative sources available. We encourage all listeners and viewers taking in our content to use their own discernment in regards to the materials we discuss. If one feels any attractive interest to the materials discussed herein, it is our perception that one should access the source material in their own study to come to their own conclusion. As always, links will be provided. Thank you for your continued support and drive towards spiritual polarization, and welcome to the family. Thank you, drive through. And because I remembered to set it up this week, everyone will be getting the teaser. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Right, yeah.
You are listening to a cassette recording of a channeling session from the Raw Contact, a series of 106 sessions that were conducted between 1981 and 1984, using a form of tuned trance telepathy. Throughout these sessions, a group of entities identified as Ra shared information regarding the Law of One, spiritual evolution, and a variety of esoteric topics through a series of questions and answers. The full text transcript of these recorded sessions can be read for free at lnlresearch.org, where you can also learn more about this audio and its origins. This recording is intended for personal study and is not available for commercial use. Please contact LNL Research if you wish to use this audio in any other way.
Raw 9, January 27, 1981.
Ra, I greet you in the love and the light of our infinite Creator. We communicate now.
We are definitely going to make the Law of One the primary portion of this book. I apologize for getting sidetracked on a few subjects. We're in the position of, shall we say, feeling around as to what direction to go with the book to begin with. For this reason, I have asked a few questions, probably will ask a few more questions in the early part of these sessions that will be somewhat meaningless with respect to application of the Law of One because of my own ignorance of what I'm doing. However, I expect to become more proficient rapidly as we move along. There are a couple of questions that are possible for you to suggest a publisher for this book?
I am Ra. No.
Is it possible for you to tell?
And we're back.
So that was a taste of what we'll be going over here. Session 9 of the Raw Contact.
I am Ra. No.
Okay, so this session will be somewhat short, but there's a lot to cover. There's going to be some more information about healing processes, past incarnations of channeling groups, but more importantly about our history of the planet. This is also one of those other sessions where Ra comes in and is like, hey, conspiracy theorists, got you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's extremely interesting that any entity has this information. But brain not working. I'm just going to read this word for word. But when one considers time-space versus space-time, the possibilities make sense. So because there's nothing else left to chat about on this slide, so let's go.
Wow, just go full-blown verbatim.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's one of those nights.
Hey, I did pretty good beforehand.
So, since last week you were Ra, this week I'll do it. Sorry, I knew that was going to get you.
So, here in the beginning,
Oh, man.
Don talks about some struggles that are happening, as you saw with the preview of the clip.
Yeah, the sample of the actual
There.
channel. Yeah.
He's asking Ra if they could suggest to have a publisher for the book, and Ra says
No.
Then after that, we just get into the main content of this, which Don goes, is it possible for you to tell us of anything in our past incarnations, our past experiences before this incarnation?
I am Ra. It is possible. However, such information as this is carefully guarded by your mind, body, spirit, being totality, so that your present space-time experiences will be undiluted. Let us scan for harmless material for your beingness. 20-second pause.
Like, is he literally scanning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He scans. They go through their existence, their mind, body, spirit, totality, which does get explained later. I am, in the distortion of desire for your freedom from preconception, able to speak only generally. There have been several times when this group worked and dwelt together. The relationships varied. There is balanced karma, as you call it, each thus the teacher of each. The work has involved healing, understanding the uses of the earth energy, and work in aid of civilizations which called, just as your sphere has done, and we have come. This ends the material, which we consider harmless. So
pretty cut and dry there.
Yeah, they've had many incarnations, and they've always been together in some form.
Now my question, it just randomly popped up,
Uh-huh.
and this might just be tired brain.
Uh-huh.
But, is it possible, so say I'm here, but another part of myself is somewhere else?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm here in the United States,
Uh-huh.
but another part of me
Okay.
is, like, in Asia.
No.
Didn't think so.
No. That's a...
But that could be, like, an alternate dimension.
it would be part of the multidimensional theories. Not only that, but also,
Because isn't it like technically all lives are happening simultaneously?
yes, everything is happening in complete simultaneity to the point where, well, there's no human brain that can understand it. There's no third density existence that can fully grasp it. The full comprehension of the simultaneity of existence does not happen until reaching source.
Okay. All right.
At least in my understanding.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna move on. Don asked, "The healing exercises." Why do I sound so far away when this is so close to me?
I can turn you up if you want.
No, this is fine. It just might be me. The healing exercises that you gave to us are of such a nature that it is best to concentrate on a particular exercise at a time. I would like to ask at this time what exercise I should concentrate on. Possibly a little exercise change should concentrate on inaudible. Say tonight.
There's a couple of those inaudibles in this one again, if I recall correctly. I don't remember exactly typing this up, even though it was yesterday. I am Ra. Again, to direct your judgment is an intrusion upon your space-time continuum distortion called future. To speak of past or present within our distortion judgment limits is acceptable. To guide rather than teach learn is not acceptable to our distortion in regards to teach learning. We instead can suggest a process whereby each chooses the first of the exercises given in the order in which we gave them, which you in your discernment feel is not fully appreciated by your mind-body-spirit complex. This is the proper choice, building from the foundation, making sure the ground is good for the building. We have assessed for you the intensity of this effort in terms of energy expended. You will take this in mind and be patient, for we have not given a short or easy program of consciousness, learn teaching. As people will remember from quite a few episodes ago, Rob went over the entirety of well, not the entirety, but the beginning processes of the healing process. Of course, they're going to be working on that because that's a distortion that they lived for. And I guess at this point in time, Don just had questions about where to go next, looking for a guide instead of an instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Don moves on. Says, "The way I understand the process of evolution of a planetary population is that a population has a certain amount of time to progress. This is generally divided into 3 25,000 year cycles. At the end of 75,000 years, the planet progresses itself. What caused this situation to come about? The preciseness of the years, 25,000 years, etc. What set this up to begin with?"
I'm going to tell you right now, every time there's a what set this up kind of thing throughout the entirety of the process, most of the time Ra's response is intelligent infinity because basically.
It's just
How it is. But I am Ra. Visualize, if you will, the particular energy which, outward flowing and inward coagulating, formed the tiny realm of the creation governed by your council of Saturn. Our council in the rings of Saturn. Saturn. Continue seeing the rhythm of this process. The living flow creates a rhythm which is as inevitable as one of your timepieces. Each of your planetary entities began the first cycle when the energy nexus was able in that environment to support such mind-body experiences. Thus, each of your planetary entities is on a different cyclical schedule, as you might call it. The timing of these cycles is a measurement equal to a portion of intelligent energy. This intelligent energy offers a type of clock. The cycles move as precisely as a clock strikes your hour. Thus, the gateway from intelligent energy to intelligent infinity opens regardless of circumstance on the striking of the hour.
So, because.
Because, yes, this is how it is. Why?
Because.
Because. But this is how it works.
Yeah. So Don asks, the first entities on this planet, what was their origin? What were they before they were on this planet?
Where?
Sorry, where were they before they were on this planet?
That's an important discrepancy there. Sorry. This chair sucks, you know that.
Now it's trying to beat me up.
I know. It beats me up every time I sit in it.
I bet.
Yeah, right on my booty hole. I am Ra. The first entities upon this planet were water, fire, air, and earth.
The people that we now have, the first people, inaudible spot, like us, where did they come from? How did they evolve?
This starts getting juicy. It's really good. We start talking about Maldek and stuff again. I am Ra. You speak of third density experience. The first of those to come here were brought from another planet in your solar system, called by you the red planet Mars. This planet's environment became inhospitable to third density beings. The first entities, therefore, were of this race, as you may call it, manipulated somewhat by those who were guardians at that time.
What race is that, and how did they get from Mars to here?
I am Ra. The race is a combination of the mind, body, spirit complexes of those of your so-called red planet, and a careful series of genetical adjustments made by the guardians of that time. These entities arrived and were preserved for the experience upon your sphere by a type of birthing which is non-reproductive but consists of preparing genetic material for the incarnation of the mind, body, spirit complexes of those entities from the red planet. I think that means moving them, their genetic material, and adapting them through this quote-unquote birthing in the form of an evolutionary process. I think.
That's how I took it.
Okay. Once again, if anyone listening or watching has any comments or statements, please feel free to contact us at AskTheRaCast@gmail.com. Shall we? Or you got something? You got something? You're chewing on something right now.
I'm trying to formulate words, and tired brain is not working very well.
That's okay. Makes for good conversation, though.
Not if I'm just sitting here in silence.
Well, true, but you're not. You're laughing right now. Thinking about how to word something that's in your head.
Yeah. So it's like...
Are you trying to think about how it got here to begin with?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to explain this birthing.
Evolution.
But it's not evolution, in my opinion. I mean, like, there is evolution. But it's like... It's the process before evolution occurs.
Evolution.
But there's a
It was
name
Big
for
Bang. It was evolution. Big Bang evolution. Like literally, first density is the elements. They evolved.
Yes, but there's a period before. In scientific terms, there's a period before evolution, and there's a name for it.
Adaptation.
No.
That's part of evolution. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm
You're
moving
trying
on.
to bring science into metaphysics.
Metaphysics is science.
You know what I'm going to say for that?
Yeah, that is a big opinion. So anyway, moving on. Then I'm assuming what you're saying is that the Guardians transferred the race here after the race had died from the physical as we know it on Mars. Is that correct?
I am wrong. This is correct.
The Guardians obviously were acting with an understanding of the Law of One in doing this. Can you explain the application of the Law of One in this process?
I am wrong. The Law of One was named by these Guardians as the bringing of the wisdom of the Guardians in contact with the entities from the Red Planet, thus melding the social memory complex of the Guardian race and the Red Planet race. It, however, took an increasing amount of distortion into the application of the Law of One from the viewpoint of other Guardians, and it is from this beginning action that the quarantine of this planet was instituted, for it was felt that the free will of those of the Red Planet had been abridged.
From Spice?
From spies. They're all from spies. But it's
Spices.
basically saying the Guardians at the time had to learn this. You know, had to learn the applications of all of this. So they're like, oh, hey, we should just help.
And then they gave it the label of the Law of One.
Well, they didn't name it per se.
Oh, it says was named by these Guardians.
Yeah, it's named in a different definition of that word.
Okay.
I think. I mean, they could easily have given it the title, I suppose, because it is a nameless thing. It's just the way the universe is. So, I don't understand, of course, how saving a race of people, putting them on a planet, and then being like, oh shit, then quarantining the planet would be like, let's call existence the Law of One. Like, I'm having a hard time making the correlation there, but I'm sure someone out there can.
All right. So we're moving on. Were the entities of the Red Planet following the Law of One prior to leaving the Red Planet? I said that so weird.
It sounded fine to me.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Move on.
The entities of the Red Planet were attempting to learn the laws of love, which form one of the primal distortions of the Law of One. However, the tendencies of these people towards bellicose actions caused such difficulties in the atmospheric environment of their planet that it became inhospitable for third density experience before the end of its cycle. Thus, the Red Planet entities were unharvested and continued in your illusion to attempt to learn the law of love.
How long ago did this transfer occur from the Red Planet to Earth?
I am wrong. In your time, this transfer occurred approximately 75,000 years ago.
75,000 years ago?
This is approximately correct.
So were there any entities of this form that I am now 2 arms, 2 legs on this planet before this transfer occurred?
I am wrong. There have been visitors to your sphere at various times for the last 4 million of your years, speaking approximately. These visitors do not affect the cycling of the planetary sphere. It was not third density in its environment until the time previously mentioned.
Then there were second density entities here prior to approximately 75,000 years ago? That's not a question. Let's start over. Then there were second density entities here prior to approximately 75,000 years ago. What type of entities were these?
The second density is the density of the higher plant life and animal life, which exists without the upward drive towards the infinite. These second density beings are of an octave of consciousness, just as you find various orientations of consciousness among the conscious entities of your vibration. Woo. So there's a lot there.
There's even more.
So the entities on the red planet basically destroyed the planet, which is why they had to transfer.
And that's why on Mars you can see there was sources of
Life.
Was.
And that happened about 75,000 years ago.
Approximately.
And then, of course, there's second density entities here. When we were a second density planet. And then approximately 75,000 years ago is when we entered third density.
But are all plants still second density?
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, that's how I understand it.
I mean, other than plants, you got plants. I'm gonna guess flora, fauna.
Yes.
Even though technically we're fauna.
No, because we have a spirit. Well, I mean, they have spirits. Let me clarify what I was trying to say.
Don't tell me that my doggo is not gonna cross over Rainbow Road.
Look. Your doggo may be a second density entity. It is a second density physical being, but I don't think that necessarily means that there is a soul within it. But I don't know, it's hard for me to comprehend and try to connect tongue to brain right now. I feel you a few minutes ago.
All animals have souls. Opinion.
Yeah, that's
But that's just because I love animals.
But animals live on instinct. And the reincarnative cycle of any soul that would be in animals is controlled by the guardians of the planet. I don't think it's ever clarified, like, is every single creature, every single organism, including plants, a soul? Because in following the seven densities of consciousness, our soul, at one point, many, many millions of years ago, was a rock.
Yeah.
Like, we had to experience the beingness of rock, and then water, and then
Air
and fire. So I don't... Rock and water I get, but fire is plasma. I don't quite understand how my soul could be fire. You know what I mean?
Because maybe that's the type of fire that your human brain can comprehend.
Possibly.
Fire means something else spiritually.
It could.
Like, it is. It's spiritually, fire is different.
Right. There's a lot to this, obviously.
Fire doesn't mean that cute little...
I mean, that's fire, though.
Well, human label for it, yes. But, like, when people say, I have a fiery passion, you don't see the word passion on fire. You feel heat.
Yeah, but even heat is...
Heat is not man-made.
It is when you make fire.
That's the reason why they call it a fiery passion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like fire in this sense, opinion, is not our cute little flame balls. I'm not going to have little flame balls. I wish I did. In my hands. It's more of a heat.
So, like, the magma,
Yeah.
even though that's rock. I figured it out. You start as magma, you come up to the surface, you interact with water, the other element, so other souls, and then you become rock.
And the air cools.
The air, though, the water turns into steam, which puts it into air.
And there is air in water. H2O. Oxygen is air.
Actually, our air is mostly nitrogen, but still.
Well, yes, but...
Okay, so we got way off topic. It's not really clarified to me in my listenings that I recall what we were talking about.
I kind of forgot where we got off topic.
Second density entities with souls now because we're a
Right.
fourth density planet.
Right.
So are all plants and animals still second density? Yes.
You see, I can kind of see that.
But my confusion is now that we're a fourth density planet, once we completely breach into fourth density and everything on here becomes fourth density, like, are plants and animals going to just disappear? You know,
They
how
are
does
already.
that work?
They all are already. Animals have been slowly going extinct. Look at the bees. The bees are disappearing.
The bees.
You know, humans are cutting down trees all the time.
Well, that's just because we're dicks.
I understand that, but I mean, like, it's...
Yeah, but that's not just a part of becoming fourth density. That's just third density being fucking stupid.
I'm just saying things are disappearing and going away.
Yeah. Well, that's no different
Icebergs are melting.
That's no different than
causing
the
animals
people
to
of
die.
Maldek, you know, blowing up the planet.
Yeah.
You know, we just haven't blown ourselves up yet. I need to go forward one more page. My bad. I think that's about the extent of that conversation. I can't think of anything else.
No, this is the proper slide.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Anyway, I can see it as second density because second density is supposed to be like creativity and beauty and stuff like that.
No. That's just the sacral chakra. That's not second density.
You're right. Tired brain. Okay. We're gonna just move on. Did any of these second density entities have shapes like ours? 2 arms, 2 legs, head, and walk upright on 2 feet?
I am wrong. The 2 higher of the sub-vibrational levels of second density beings have the configuration of the biped, as you mentioned. However, the erectile movement which you experienced was not totally affected in these beings who were tending towards the leaning forward, barely leaving the quadrupedal position.
Where did these beings come from? Were they a product of evolution as it is understood by our scientists? Or they evolved from the original material of the earth that you spoke of?
I am wrong. This is correct.
Because that means all 3 are correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Product of evolution and from the original material of Earth. Not from the red planet or Maldek.
Do these beings then evolve from second density to third density?
I am wrong. This is correct, although no guarantee can be made of the number of cycles it will take an entity to learn the lessons of consciousness of self, which are the prerequisite for transition to third density.
So is there any particular race of people on our planet now who were incarnated here from second density?
I'm yawning. Hold on. Man, I am beat up today. I'm sorry. I am wrong. There are no second density consciousness complexes here on your sphere at this time. That kind of answered our question earlier.
Yeah.
However, there are two races which use the second density form. One is the entities of the planetary sphere you call Maldek. These entities are working their understanding complexes through a series of what you would call karmic restitutions. They dwell within your deeper underground passageways and are known to you as Bigfoot. Here you go, conspiracy theorists. The other race is that being offered a dwelling in this density by guardians who wish to give the mind, body, spirit complexes of those who are of this density at this time appropriately engineered physical vehicles, as you would call these chemical complexes, in the event that there is what you call nuclear war.
I didn't understand what these vehicles or beings were for that were. Oh my gosh. I didn't understand what these vehicles or beings were for that were appropriate in the event of nuclear war.
I am wrong. These are beings which exist as instinctual second density beings, which are being held in reserve to form what you would call a gene pool in case these body complexes are needed. These body complexes are greatly able to withstand the rigors of radiation, which the body complexes you now inhabit could not do.
Sorry, I was processing. Where are these body complexes located?
I am wrong. These body complexes of the second race dwell in uninhabited deep forest. There are many in various places over the surface of your planet. Explain your deep thought. We're on a podcast. We got to talk about this shit.
So basically, just in case there is total nuclear annihilation.
Yeah. Okay, Fallout.
Basically, because we cannot handle total nuclear annihilation.
These bodies can't. Yes.
There are bodies that are able to somewhere for us. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's basically a backup.
Okay.
This is like plan Q.
And is it saying that it's Bigfoot? Are these?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Okay. Did I move to the next slide?
We're on this one that says Bigfoot on it.
Okay. Are they... I was thinking ahead.
Yep.
Are they Bigfoot type creatures?
I am wrong. This is correct, although we would not call these Bigfoot, as they are scarce and are very able to escape detection. The first race is less able to be aware of proximity of other mind, body, spirit complexes, but these beings are very able to escape due to their technological understandings before their incarnations here. These entities of the glowing eyes are those most familiar to your peoples.
What?
Wendigos.
No. Don't say the W word.
I think it's stuff like that.
But I thought... Makes sense. I was about to go...
What? The glowing eyes?
No, not... I was going to say Wendigos are supposed to be spirits that are upset, taking over, so you're becoming cannibal.
That's the
But...
urban legend.
Yes, that's the... oh, God. Native American.
Well, they also
one.
have the skinwalkers.
Well, yes, I know, but I'm just saying that's the Native American take on a Wendigo.
Which
I think most people take those as...
skinwalkers are more so the Greys, I think, more aliens.
Skinwalkers are terrifying.
There's also those screaming things in the forest. Anyhow.
But I feel like the glowing eyes are not Wendigos.
It's a type of Bigfoot that Ra would not call Bigfoot. Yeah.
Okay. So there are 2 different types of Bigfoot, correct?
I am Ra. This will be the final question. There are 3 types of Bigfoot, if you will accept that vibratory sound complex used for 3 such different races of mind, body, spirit complexes. The first 2 we have described. The third is a thought form.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's all you get this session.
We plan to do a second session later today if the instrument is capable enough. I'd like to ask if there's anything we can make
Okay,
her
just because you're
comfortable.
irritated about it just ending abruptly like that doesn't mean you get to take what Don's questioning about and being like,
We plan to do a second session later today if the instrument is capable, and I'd like to ask if there's anything we can do to aid the instrument's comfort.
I am Ra. This instrument will require some adjustment of the tender portions of her body complex. The distortions are due to the energy-centered blockage you would call pineal.
Pineal.
I can't read right now.
Pineal.
You're gonna pineal before me, weenie monkey. I am Ra, so I get to read the closing thing. I leave you in the love and the light of the one infinite creator. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one creator. Adonai. Boom. Gone. No one else is going to get that joke but us. So that was the end of the session. Bigfoot. Conspiracy theorists eat it up. Rod just came in here and said, yo, Bigfoot real, and there's 3 of them. Bruh. I really need to blow my nose.
No. You got anything else for this?
I mean, not really.
No, this was pretty clear cut and dry.
Yeah. A little bit of planetary history, you know. Martians came over here. Maldekians were over here. We already knew about the people of Maldek. Which is apparently the asteroid belt in our solar system, by the way, is apparently Maldek. Or what remains of Maldek. There are still people of Maldek in our planet. There are still Martians in our planet. Like inside the Earth. Like inside in the portals, you know, there's portals in the North and South Pole, as well as a whole bunch of other shit all over the planet to go inside. Yeah. And Bigfoot.
And Bigfoot. Many types of Bigfoot.
3. Bigfoot.
No.
3 big feet.
Does it get into it later, but Yetis?
I'm sure that could be a form of Bigfoot, because it's
Okay.
just Bigfoot in the mountains.
Okay.
And snowy.
Yeah.
You know, the abominable snowman.
A
Bigfoot.
Yeti.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Sasquatch.
Sam Squanch.
Yep. Sam Squanch is usually a little more drunk, but,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. I mean, that's really it.
The Russian Blue Yeti.
Sure. Whatever that means.
That's like some famous Yeti that likes to kill people.
You're a famous Yeti that likes to kill people. Well, you started. You get to close this out, baby. You don't get to just sit there with your tongue out this time.
No, that's my good part.
Look, I'm already choking back, not only blowing my nose, but vomiting.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be beneficial for you to close it out for us.
Why do I have to do it? So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming. I don't do this.
There's only one way to get better at it.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Links will be provided.
As always.
Leave us comments if you feel like it. Like. Subscribe.
You watch YouTube, you know how it goes.
You can follow us on the little podcasty things.
Oh yeah, that's all. That's where all the podcasts are. Yep.
Yeah. I'm horrible at this.
You'll get there. It's okay. You just gotta act like you're copying the end of a YouTube video that you're watching someone else do.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you click like and hit that subscribe button.
Smash that like button.
And
and comment what your favorite cookie flavor is.
you can send us emails. I don't remember any of the handles.
You don't remember the email? I've said it in every episode. You sign into the email.
What do you mean to sign into the email?
You have all the information to sign into the email.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It's literally AskTheRaCast at gmail.com.
So it's AskTheRaCast at gmail.com if you want to send us any emails for questions. Or not, you can just go to LL Research and get it from them themselves because they're better than us.
Oh, come on now. We're all equal. But they are the original source material.
Yes.
And law1.info is actually someone else that they allowed pretty much complete beautiful control over the material and has their, if I understand correctly, their preferred and favorite, most in-depth, undistorted description and interpretation of the material. That's why I put it in there, because it's another dissemination archive, basically, of the material. So.
Okay. So, we will be seeing you next week. Have a great day, great night, whatever time you're actually listening to this. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
I suck at this.
Oh, you're fine. No worries.
Oh, I missed my tongue part. I tried to do it before.